What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Trader ZyXX, and we back with another video. So what we got going on today is we're gonna talk a little bit about Bitcoin. I've always been a Bitcoin maximalist, probably since 2012, 2015. When it was around like 10 or 12,000, that's when I was telling my family to buy some. I've had Bitcoin on and off, sold all of it before it ever did the pump, but I was one of those people that was always telling people, oh, Bitcoin's going to 100,000, it's going to 100,000. Of course, when it did go to 100,000, I didn't have any, but I did cash out on other cryptos like XRP. But anyway, I've always been a Bitcoin maxi. I feel like it's the best investment vehicle right now. I feel like it's digital gold. And this video is just for people who may not understand it. It's just going to give you a brief overview of Bitcoin. And then I'm just going to give you a little bit of the history that I just have archived in my chat. So anyway, let's go ahead and watch this little video together.
When money is easy to make, society begins to break.
So how do we make money that's easy to carry but hard to create?
Well, one solution is Bitcoin. Back in 2008, I became fed up with government money, with the corruption, the manipulation. So I created a digital money that can be sent directly from one person to another without any bank or government involved. And the best part? It's hard money.
It's the hardest money ever invented!
Bitcoin is very hard to make more of. Each new coin gets added to the supply only after a computer works very hard to solve a math problem, where there's no shortcut and solving it costs a lot of energy and time.
But if it's on a computer, can't I just copy and paste?
Not with Bitcoin. You see, there's a public record of every Bitcoin ever created. It's called the blockchain. It's like a puzzle, and each Bitcoin has its own unique shape. And because everyone has a copy of the public record, if someone tries to fake a Bitcoin, it won't fit the puzzle and will be rejected by the network before anyone can use it. That's why Bitcoin is so safe from criminals and the government.
You said criminals twice.
And unlike dollars, which can be printed endlessly, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. It's almost impossible to inflate. The only way to get it is to earn it or buy it from someone who has.
Ah! No offense, but if you control Bitcoin, couldn't you manipulate it just like the government?
I don't control it. No one person does. It's controlled by a public network of Bitcoin users that anyone can join. So if someone wanted to change something in Bitcoin's code, they would need to get the majority of the millions of Bitcoin users to agree to it.
This is
Or
way
the
better
change
than the
doesn't
fiat
happen.
currency system.
And when
we
has the
currently
majority
use.
of us agreed on anything?
One white toilet paper is garbage.
Touche.
Wow, I didn't know made-up money could make so much sense.
Today, millions of people send Bitcoin instantly and cheaply to each other around the world without any bank or government involved. And because Bitcoin is hard money you can't just print more of, the more people who use it, the more valuable it becomes.
Emily, if we take Lyle's Bitcoin, we could be rich.
I could pay for college entirely! You could outsource your movie and pay to have your name in the credits.
Slow down. I'm not saying that Bitcoin will make you rich quick or even at all. Right now, only about 1% of the world owns Bitcoin. And because it's still being adopted, someday...
Also, investments, though potentially lucrative, can be risky.
Only invest what you're willing to lose. We know. Wow, I think I get it. Good money should be easy to use, but hard to create.
And because Bitcoin is digital, it's fast and cheap to use. And the blockchain makes it hard to inflate.
Thanks, Mr. Satoshi.
What?
Mr. Satoshi?
He's gone? Or was he ever even here?
Satoshi is Satoshi Nakamoto or whatever. That's the anonymous person that created Bitcoin. But as you can see, scarce, unlike dollars that can be duplicated, there's only 21 million Bitcoin. So as people buy Bitcoin and the transactions are being made, it's being mined, but there's going to come a time where there's no more Bitcoins to be mined. And that's why the government is trying to create policies where they have strategic reserves of Bitcoin. And there's also companies like MicroStrategy that literally base their whole company around buying Bitcoin. And they probably have the most right now. But okay, so get into a little bit of the history. So this is from a venture capitalist, group that I'm in. But basically, off this to my saved messages so I could show you guys it. So it says, continuing from my previous post about Singapore, I want to share something not directly related to investments or crypto, but more rooted in ideology. I entered the crypto space at its inception. It's fascinating to watch how the community has evolved, starting as an underground movement and now going mainstream on Wall Street. Looking at all the people I met at Token, that's basically they're clearly very different from the early meetups back in 2013 where people wore t-shirts with slogans like fuck the government. It got me thinking, have the ideals of crypto anarchism. After all, this community was born from the cyberpunk movement, whose mailing list was where Satoshi first announced Bitcoin. They were the early adopters, and without them, crypto likely wouldn't exist as it does today. Timothy Mays predicted the creation of dark markets protected by cryptographic technologies, and we all know how that played out. Governments, with all their strict AML KYC regulations, now oversee and control the flow of cryptocurrency transactions. It is a famous saying, if you can't beat them, control them. If crypto was originally designed to free people from government control, now we are seeing the rise of CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, which in many ways feel like the illegitimate offspring of crypto in the state. Taking the worst aspect of both, with CBDCs, governments can decide when, how, and people can spend, effectively tracking every individual's behavior with alarming precision. This level of surveillance could lead to deep intrusion into personal privacy, almost like a dystopian system, reminiscent of China's social credit system. Long story short, what they're saying is what we have right now with the Federal Reserve and with our printable money and the United States going deeper and deeper into debt every year and keep printing money, Bitcoin is the complete opposite, and it was pretty much made to break the system. And originally, probably like 5 or 10 years ago, if you look at any CNBC or CNN interview, they were all bashing Bitcoin, bashing crypto, saying it's not safe. And now 5, 10 years later, all the governments are all making policies to have strategic reserves of these same cryptos that they were speaking out against. But they're also trying to control it and control how much and limit the access you have to it, when really crypto is made to break the system. So it shouldn't be tied to the government in any way. So basically, I'm not going to fuck with CBDCs. If you guys can invest a portion of, every month, can invest into some Bitcoin, bro. Even if it's fucking $10 a check, $100 a check, in the long run, that shit is going to equate to generational wealth. It's the equivalent of buying Apple stock or buying Nvidia stock when that shit is like $10. I'm trying to tell you. This was just a little update just to show people. If you didn't understand it, hopefully that short video helped you.